Chit Chat with QT.
Chit Chat with QT was killing.
Chit Chat with QT for all of his tea.
Hey, cuties. I am so sorry, guys. I scheduled a live for 7 p.m. my time, which is 9 Central and 10 Eastern. So I did title it a late evening power hour, but when I just came to go live, I didn't see not one person. I said, now what is going on? Well, anyway, I had to update my time on my computer to Pacific Standard Time, and it adjusted the time that I had scheduled in whatever it is, StreamYard. So thank you guys for joining me. Shout out to you guys. Now, I was a little late. I was over on TikTok looking at Mel. Well, I started off looking at Charita, and then I was over on TikTok. I think that was the first live that I caught on TikTok, period. And child, I didn't even know how to click like. I didn't even know how. I got a lot to learn as far as lives, but I was late because Mel did her facial routine, and child, it made me run upstairs real quick and do my little cleanser and throw on some moisturizer. Her skin is just so bright, clear. So anyway, again, thank you to each and every one of you that's joining me. Please hit the like button for me. Shout out to Linda Gamble, Linda Gamble was the first in the building. And I appreciate you, Linda. Child, let me see. Okay, I'm trying to get at least one phone together. I'm going to say some quick hellos. And then we got a couple things that I wanted to go over with you guys. I'm sorry this is so late. And you guys know March was supposed to be my go month. Well, my job said it's go month too. And yeah. But hold on, guys. Let me open up the live on my phone and turn down the volume. And we're gonna get started. So again, to you guys, I see the Cutie crew representing. Cutie crew. We do have a live schedule for Thursday. I did put up the hot topics post. I got a good video to show you guys that I want to discuss. And also, let me say this real quickly. I don't know who gifted me a membership to Phone Calls with Prison, but whoever did, thank you. I haven't been able to watch any members only videos over there because, again, I've been busy, but I appreciate it because I have been watching over the past couple months everything that has to do with Nasty Nesto and old Sonya. Sonya done got her feelings hurt. Now, I have a partial draft of a comparison video that I'll be dropping on my backup channel when it comes to Sonya and Coleslaw. And Sonya got her feelings hurt, and we'll have to discuss. So I did put that on our members only list as well. We can discuss Thursday, but whoever gifted me a membership over there, I appreciate it. What else? These my little church announcements before I get started. And then I'm going to say some hellos. Yeah. So we'll discuss that about Sonya and old Nasty Nesto, child. Nesto said she ain't got enough money for him, in so many words. And then I did put up a post. I don't even know the person's name that reached out to me on Instagram as far as their YouTube name, but I just so happened to go to my request folder. There was a lady there that stated that she wanted to sell her Mimosas with Mel ticket that she purchased. And then there was a lady that dropped down on the post that I put up on YouTube and said she wanted to buy it. So I told her to reach out to me, and then I was going to give her, my hands smell just like Mel's moisturizer. I was going to give her, I got my fingers up to my nose. Sorry, guys. I was going to give her the lady's DM. The lady's Instagram page. Anyway, the person that dropped down in the comments on that post did not DM me. So, I don't want to erase the post, but, I don't know this person. Let me put it out there first. Then somebody made me say, oh my goodness. Somebody said, what if it's the snots? And I'm like, well, why would you think that? But anyway, it will be at your own risk. I don't know the person, but judging from her Instagram page that I took a peek of, she is legit. She is a professional, and something else just came up that she has to do where she can't go. So I'll leave the post up if anybody, want to go to the Mimosas with Melody, and that is on March 30th. Do I have an overlay of that? I do. All right. Yes. So if you guys, whoever is one ticket that she purchased for herself and she can't go. And then that's it on that. But let me say some hellos. I see Pastor Braylon Lee. You can sniff the lemon but not eat the lemon. No. No, this was the moisturizer. My fave. I don't have the facial scrub. I have the facial cleanser. I have the toner. I have the moisturizer. and I believe it's the watermelon scent lip scrub. Now, I know Mel probably laughed at me because I think you guys know, real quickly before we get started, I am a product junkie, okay? And I am not buying any other products, period. I knew I had a lot, but when you pack up to move, it's like, girl, you are crazy. You got a problem. I have 3, 4, 5 of things that, anyway, love all thing products. So I was on Mel's Live, I believe it was Sunday, and I said, I think she said something about the scrub for your feet. And I was like, oh, I just use it for my body. The facial scrub. No, wait a minute. I do have a scrub. I guess I got that too, child, of Mel's. Yes, I do, because I got the bundle. Well, anyway, I only use the scrub on my body. I use the facial cleanser on my face. And so Mel's like, girl, you better get your feet too. Well, I have different products that I've been using for foot scrub. So these stores probably been getting me, child. Body is body. So if you got a body scrub, naturally you can use it on your body. But honey, being a product junkie, you get products for everything. So that's that on that. Let me say some hellos. Okay, now that I don't have, Braylon, but I do have probably 30 other body oils. No, but she said scrub. She said scrub. I'm positive of that. It was up that her and I were discussing, but I'm sure she said naturally you can use body oil everywhere. Definitely hit them. I used to, oh God, you guys gonna have me going into a whole thing. But I used to have this saying that I made up called Reka. Reka. Reka means no rusty elbows, knees, and ankles. Well, naturally feet too. You can throw that in there. So yeah. But anyway, real quickly, hello, Crochet and Music, V's Girl, Shirley McLean, Miss Lady, Betty, I Am Blessed, Pecan Pam, Butterfly Kisses, CEO, Little Boss Lady, Pamela Johnson, Miss Lady, I got you right, yes. Linda Gamble again, Deborah Jackson, Lizzie Wheeler, Angela Richardson. Hey, Angela Richardson. I am Angela. I'm just tired. It's been rough. It's been rough couple months. And I think it just hit me, and work is tripping, but gotta work. Anyway, thank you, Angela. Hey, Miss Wynn. Betty, I think I got you. Yep. Yvonne, SKR, Shaquita, Deborah Jackson, SKR. Thank you. Was that members only? Yes, that you hit the link. I believe it was. Yes. Thank you for last week. That was amazing. Just as far as your story, thank you for that. Tracy Lee, Z Frenchie, Hi Louise, Juan Davis, Janetta Speaks. Hello. We're getting down to the bottom, guys. Karen, Tia, Tay, Tyler and Ty Mom, G Mom, Diane Stevens. Yes, and that is entirely too late. It did. Girl, and you know what? I only scheduled it this late because I wanted to see Charnita's live, and that was at 6 p.m. my time, which was 8 Central. So I should have gone live before, but I wanted to check out what she had to say. I'm going to discuss a little bit, but I'm going to make a video that I'm going to drop about that tomorrow, because I got a theory of what happened. But so that's why I scheduled it later anyway. But no, this is not the norm. We will not be coming live this late. But for those of you that are still up, I appreciate you guys for stopping through. Queen 3K, hello. Double tap on the screen. Thank you for that. Please hit the like button, guys. I didn't at first. You just tap the screen. Okay. Just tap the screen. Thank you. Okay, on TikTok. All right, I got it now because I wanted to be a part of the crew that was getting Mel up to 60K likes, 40K likes. I was scared I clicked the little three dots, but that wasn't what I was looking for. So anyway, thank you guys. I know next time. Okay. We're not gonna be long at all. Pink Rose, GG. Thank you again, Tawana. Toffee, hello. Let's see. Sherry Pittman, hello. Again, Pastor Braylon Lee. We got Yo in the house. Cricket in the house. HB5, hello. I don't see any of my moms, child. They probably sleep. So I am going to go ahead and add Linda Gamble. Now, Linda, I don't know if you got a Cash App yet, and I do need to see, dog it. Because you were a member, somebody gifted you a membership. I would like to pay up a couple months for your membership, but your form of payment, DM me, Linda. I'll DM you. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get started. It's already over 16 minutes, and I wanted to discuss real quickly some hot topics. I want to discuss, I'm going to play a short clip of Mel'S live from earlier today. And when I tell you, spot on. And I needed it, even though I had just discussed it with Pink Diva and a couple other my friends, what she mentioned, but we'll get to that. If I didn't say hello to you, my apologies, but I don't want to keep you guys too long. This is a power hour. So first, child, let's go ahead and get into, I don't know if you guys watched this, but the old pulpit pimp, none other than Bishop Crook Lamar, Whitehead, whatever. Yeah, Whitehead. Well, anyway, he was found guilty yesterday. Let me share my screen. So he was facing all types of charges. And that's not what I want. Hold on, guys. And they found him guilty, as they should have. But I had made a video about the pulpit piznamp, Braylon. Yeah, it's a lot more to that. But anyway, I had made a video when he was first arrested. And no, I think it was when he was robbed. And I felt like that was a straight setup. And then I think I called him at that time pulpit pimp. I'm not going to read too much of this, but just to go over what he was convicted of. So it says this is courtesy of the New York Post. Oh, I'm glad they're up. Hold on, guys. Let me go ahead and put this copyright up real quickly. This is allowed under the copyright 107, copyright under section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. This is fair use. I am reporting the news. I'm giving my little criticism and all of the above. I also did some researching. And as I mentioned, the pulpit pimp, yeah, that's just what it's to me. But let me go ahead and read a little bit of what he was convicted of. And this is courtesy of the New York Post. Well, they convicted him. He was found guilty of fraud, attempted extortion, and lying to the FBI. And there's really no need to go forward. He allegedly, I'll still say it for the sake of the video, swindled one of his members out of $90,000. $90,000. The lady wanted to buy a home. She withdrew money from her 401k and all of that. Now that's just one, okay? It was more, but that was the main thing. And yeah, he's a crook. He's a crook. So for those of us that have followed this story, this man has always decked out in something designer, from the Gucci suits, the Louis suits, the Fendi suits, driving the Rolls Royce and the Bentleys and everything else. And then when they showed his church, it was a raggedy storefront. That's all you need to know. Game, a recognized game. So he was on Neighborhood Talk and a couple other platforms. Well, he went live and they shared it, saying, I do have kids and I wish you guys would think about that. Well, guess what? That lady had kids too. She had kids too, grandkids too, and you just did not care at all. So, yeah, I'm glad that they found him guilty. They did say that he is looking like he may spend upwards to 45 years in jail. That's a long time. And he'll have, now look, he had just come from jail. Then he all of a sudden was this pastor. You know what I mean? So it's another form of pimping. I'm sorry. It's another form of pimping. But let's go ahead and get into some more quick pimping. And somebody needs to let Simon know. I don't know if Simon know, if Simon don't care. Who gonna tell him that whatever woman may want Simon, it is for the look, not his face now. It's for the look that Simon can give them. It's for the money. Okay, and that was including Porsha. Hey, LaDawn. Hey, Tara. I know it's late for you guys, but thank you guys so much for stopping in. And we have Linda Gamble. I think I'm going to permanently leave Linda Gamble as well. Linda is a legend out in these YouTube streets when it comes to modding. So, but thank you, sisters. All right. Well, anyway, I need somebody to let old Simon know. Now, Porsha didn't even upload a picture with Simon unless it had a filter. Okay. And Simon has been clowning, do you hear me, ever since Porsha announced that she was filing for divorce. So a couple of us, we had a debate going and we wanted to know, do we think, is it a storyline or is it not a storyline? And the way Simon has been clowning, I don't think so. I no longer think so. Let me go ahead and share a couple screens now. I am going to share one with some TT that has not really been released. And it is alleged. Everything that I discuss is alleged, guys. But first, let's pause this. This is courtesy of the Shade Room. And I was going to type this in the comment section, but I decided not to. But do these women today even let the painters dry off? My goodness. Because this chick is all over Simon. And Porsha just made an announcement a week ago. But we can't even really defend Porsha because she did the same damn thing to Fallon. But here's Simon on a yacht. And this person here that liked it, Get Bodied by Jay. Get Bodied by Jay is the woman that Simon is now showcasing. Again, a week or two after the separation with Porsha. Okay. So this is Simon. He put yacht life, one life, live it, nothing promised, with the praising God emojis. And then here is Get Bodied on a Yacht. You guys know the Shade Room and everybody else on Instagram, they are looking at the backgrounds. So the background is the same background as Simon. Not only that, the seat cushions and everything else is the same color. So she's on the yacht, or was, with Simon. They both uploaded these to their stories, but they didn't do it as a couple. But this is some more tea, and I'm leaning towards believing it. If you guys did not hit the like button, please hit the like button for me. Let me go ahead and put that everything discussed on here. But where is it? Let me go here. Okay. Now, this is courtesy of She Gossips. Now, if you guys are not following the Shade Room, She Gossips on Instagram, make sure to do so. But I wanted to share what She Gossip shared about allegedly what happened with Porsha and Simon. All right. Now, if you guys look on the screen, Simon's black Rolls Royce, there is Get Bodied by Jay right in front of the same car. Same car. Here she is inside the vehicle. Again, I can't even defend Porsha like I want to. I really can't. Her and Simon both are following each other. They also put Porsha's story. She put this in her story. If you keep telling your lies, I will start speaking my truth. But the tea is this. This is alleged. This is alleged, and I'm going to go ahead and read it to you guys. Now, if you follow Porsha like I do, you know that a week before she announced that she was divorcing Simon, they were in Dubai together. I believe it had to be Valentine's Day. They were in Dubai, be his peace. You guys know that's what Porsha used to say, all of that. Well, this person, whoever this Sarah person is, put, yep, it's true. They've been in Dubai, and that's why Porsha went out there to get him to go home. So they're saying that Bodied by Jay and Simon were in Dubai. Porsha popped up and shut it down. But when she got there, she tried to buy Simon's love on their anniversary. Again, this is all alleged, with gifts. And he didn't get Porsha a thing. Porsha must have found out about the other woman after she tried sex with her green water Lambo in Dubai, and that's why when she got back home, she filed for divorce. She was the one that leaked his immigration info, allegedly. It is not for a storyline. This is all real life. Now, I believe it. That's just me. But you guys drop down in the comments and let me know if you believe it. Do you think that, number one, Simon was already creeping? Number two, Simon took whatever her name is, Get Bodied by Jay, to Dubai. And do you think that Porsha popped up? I sort of believe it, guys. I do. And when they say that this is not a storyline, so did Porsha. So let me remove this banner. But check out who's at the top. None other than Carlos Kane. Carlos Kane said, walking away to get her peace. So the picture that Carlos commented on was this picture. And it was Porsha, and she was on her way getting on a plane, child. Not no jet. It wasn't no private jet. She was getting on a plane. But Mr. Carlos Kane said, walking away to get her peace. And I was just like, well, shoot, we sure would have loved to have seen you have that type of energy with Mel, Carlos. Because she walked away as well, but you kept on trying to get her and Martell back together. Crying and everything. But anyway, this person put, you can tell she's hurting. I hope the whole thing is not for a storyline. Porsha pinned the comment and she said, I never have and I never will fake a storyline. So that's sort of what was said on She Gossip's post as well. Yeah. So what do you guys think about that? Tyra, absolutely. Absolutely. He looks like a Chris Neep, you know? But I must admit, oh my God, I must admit, I sort of liked he and Porsha together, although initially I definitely did not like the circumstances. And the only thing that made me sort of not be as harsh with Porsha is because Fallon was married to Simon, but was pregnant by Jalen. So, you know, she was doing her thing as well. So that's the only reason why, you know, I didn't give it to Porsha like I normally would. But something I feel, and I said this before, guys, I feel like something was up with Porsha and Simon before as well. Because I will never forget how giddy she was driving up to that house. It seems like she was familiar with the house. She walked right on in, and it was awkward. You know, it was kind of awkward, her exchange with Simon. And then we know that he sat there just like Tyra just said, looking like a creep, looking at those ladies in that pool. So, I'm sick of Simon. You know what I mean? Because again, only a face a mother could love, but I guess they love that look even more. And if he got a little money left, that money too. But just a news flash. Get bodied by Jay don't want Simon. Porsha, I don't know. Porsha loves love, and maybe she did. But, you know, we see that was a mistake. And, you know, Porsha does seem to be unbothered. As I mentioned, she back flying commercial, but she is unbothered. She even had Lauren rocking her big old ring. She still got the ring, child. So Porsha could sell that ring and get a couple mil, I'm sure. Beautiful, beautiful ring. But she's been out and about. I do think that she's hurt. And, you know, one thing that Porsha shouldn't have done, in my opinion, was quit Dish Nation and Ricky Smiley. She was on both. She was on Ricky Smiley, she was on Dish Nation, and then Real Housewives of Atlanta. And she got with I'm laughing at you, LaDon. She got with Simon and quit everything, and I never understood why. Never understood why. You know, and I'm just sick of them. I'm sick of them because look, some men, I'll say this, some men want to be used. So if you know, if he's usable, get in, get out of there. Don't, you know, I wouldn't have married him or nothing else. It's True Wisdom here. Hey, True Wisdom. But that's that on that. I did see a comment though, and it was so true because they were saying how quickly Simon has moved on. And the person that made a comment said that most men don't move on. Men like this in particular, narcissists, cheaters, all of the above. Most men don't move on. They suppress their emotions in other women to make them, the men, forget about their own issues and problems. And that is so true. So it's not like they moving on quickly. They just moving on to the next fool that will see everything. Like Porsha said, she'll tell her truth. We'll see the truth. So that's that on Simon. It's like, dude, calm down, please. You know, he was even at a Jeezy concert. He's just doing too much. And it is giving bothered, but as we can see, Simon ain't got a problem getting the next victim on his arm. Ain't got a problem at all. But what's next? Let me go ahead and get into this guy. Where is he? The one that commented to Porsha walking away to get her piece. Carlos is so damn phony to me. He is so phony. I'm sorry. And LaDawn, you are one that told me yourself that it was because of me that you were trying to soften up to Carlos King. And we know that's down the drain. He's still talking about the strikes, and you guys know I was one of them. And all I want to say to him is this.
Boy, shut your ass up.
Why I cut off so quick?
Boy, shut your ass up.
Yeah, shut up. We don't care. We really, really don't. But he and Dr. Heavenly went live last night, giving a recap on Married to Medicine's reunion part 2. Heavenly was on Patreon. Carlos was on YouTube. And move on, because we have. You lied, number one, because you said that you didn't strike any channels. Then I happened to go ahead and throw up that screenshot, so you had to come back out with the truth. Then you said, well, it was my full podcast. It wasn't your full podcast. But you said the reason why I did it is because I'm going to be putting it on my YouTube channel. You lied about that as well, because you came back out and said you're not going to put it on your YouTube channel because you're going to get in trouble because it's going to be shown on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Can I say this again to him?
Boy, shut your ass up.
Just shut up, please. Just lying. Just lying, okay? Just like he gonna lie about those tour tickets. Now, I can guarantee you guys this. When he does go on tour, it may appear to be a full house, but I can guarantee you this. There will not be any sold out. If it is, that's going to be a lie. And he may have to do like a lot of people do at last minute, day of, people walking by, go ahead and throw them a ticket. You guys can come in for free. We don't believe it because you're waiting 2-3 months for that as well. But anyway, when I say that he's phony, he and Heavenly, Dennis the Menace child, they were talking about Mariah. And if you guys saw Mariah and Buffy, you guys know that Mariah said it was Dr. Damon who asked her not to say anything about her receipts. And dog it, I used to have that little clip. Do I have to bring the receipts? I don't have it already. Well, anyway, as Dr. Heavenly was talking to Carlos yesterday, Carlos was sitting there looking all shocked and surprised, child, like he didn't have a clue, okay, as to what was going on. Shocked and surprised. Heavenly breaking it down. She ain't got no receipts. She ain't got this. She ain't got that. And he just sitting there. Well, what Carlos didn't know was Mariah Huck now has a YouTube channel. And Mariah Huck dropped unseen footage of old Carlos King when he interviewed her. And in that footage, she told Carlos the same exact thing. That, number one, she said that she wanted to really stand on integrity. He asked her, do you really got receipts? She said, absolutely, I do. I do. And she said that she thought about it. She wanted to stand on integrity. And that's one of the reasons why she didn't show the receipts. But then she said it was Heavenly's daddy, Dr. Damon, who begged her, basically, allegedly, to not say anything. Why was Carlos looking so surprised? And that's what I mean, especially when it comes to the Bravo. When it comes to anybody, period. He just phony. Because we've seen him do it with Mel, act like he's her friend, act like he has her back and all of that. And then we see otherwise. And I got something on that in a video tomorrow. Let me put it on my, hold on guys, because I don't want to forget that. I have a theory. And we'll discuss that. Like I said, I'll drop a video probably tomorrow morning. But when it comes to the Bravo celebrities, Carlos is so phony with each and every one of them. And they all call him out to a certain extent, but they laugh about it. So Heavenly even called him out. And, you know, because that was after he was at Quad's house. Mariah called him out. Everybody's calling him out, but in a joking manner. And I don't know why. Because it's not a joke. It is not a joke. He's phony. And I just don't trust him, period. He lies and lies and lies. Now, if you guys did see he and Heavenly's live, this is what I really don't understand. She did, PK Joe. She absolutely did. She tried to clean it up. But yeah, Heavenly got a mental problem. That's my opinion on it. She got a mental problem. And somebody gonna reach out and touch her. We'll talk about that too. But in that sit down between Dr. Heavenly and Carlos yesterday, Carlos really seems to, for me, have an issue with Sweet Tea. He is so shady towards her. And he really owes her an apology already. We know what he said about the eggs and when it comes to fertility and all of that. Did not come out here and apologize. And he was still throwing shade last night. And I just don't get it. You know, I really, really don't. I think it's time for Dr. G to check Carlos, because I don't care what Carlos identifies as. He's a man. And, you know, another man should check him, in my opinion. And then when it comes to Dennis the Menace, she even had on a shirt, Heavenly, that said that she going to capitalize off of that. Dr. G really should try to sue her for what she called him. And we know that it was a pedo. It was a pedo. But this is what I didn't understand about Carlos last night or any other night. Heavenly said, I really, really want to thank you because it's because of you that our show's ratings, the ratings went back up and people are interested in watching. Is it me? But I've said it 1,000 times. That is the craziest thing that I've ever seen. You got other people on other networks thanking you for assisting in bringing up their ratings, and yours are failing. Love and Marriage DC, bold and bougie, but he, you know, he want to be a Bravo star. So, you know, Carlos is weird. What else? That's it. Like I said, when it comes to Carlos, I felt that it was very, very, I just gave it a side eye, walking away to get her piece. And we know that Porsha always said, be his piece. But dude, again, you sure didn't want Mel to walk away. It amazes me. He can see things in other people, but what we've seen with him, you know, I give the side eye. So I'm going to say this one more again to Carlos. You know, we just really don't care, especially about you continuing to mention strikes. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, Prosperity. I didn't know if that was still alleged. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen anything. Send it to me formally. But if he is suing, he should be. Absolutely. So we're going to get this to Carlos on his way out the door.
Boy, shut your ass up.
Just go ahead on somewhere. Go ahead on, please. 572 of you guys watching me this late. I appreciate you guys. We're going to go ahead and get on up out of here in a minute. But I mentioned to you guys at the start of this video that I was watching Charita's World live. So she had made a post, I believe it was yesterday, that she was going live today. And Charita got an issue with none other than Dennis the Menace. Dennis the Menace. And this is what I mean when I say Heavenly got a mental problem. Because, and one of the problems that Heavenly suffers from is the same problem that Coleslaw suffers from. Nobody has ever reached out and touched him. And Heavenly has been lowbrow and disrespectful. For me, it started the way she used to say, your mama, your mama, your mama. And that never sat well with me. One thing I don't play with is the your mama or the B. I don't call my friend, hey B, what's up? Or the mama. And she's always been disrespectful. But there's an issue with her and Charita's World. Charita is the one that has this issue with Heavenly, and rightfully so. She mentioned how there was an email, threatening email. Heavenly lied on her. Heavenly kept being disrespectful, saying her name wrong. They did not remove Charita from the flyer. So what happened, Charita said that her publicist basically had, I guess, put her name out there or whatever for this panel and all of that. We saw I saw the flyer initially, but Charita said that her supporters and a couple of her family members kept telling her that she shouldn't do it. She should not do it. So she pulled out of it. They kept her face on the flyer. They knew that she pulled out of it. That was wrong. Even the morning of, she said that they shared that same flyer. But, they basically, it was disrespectful. It was. And I missed maybe the first, 3-4 minutes of Charita's live. But she did say that she just don't do mess. She not doing Heavenly. She was warned by her supporters. There was a lot of misrepresentation going on from Heavenly, allegedly. And I'll touch, I see you in the comments, that and something else. And that something else, I'm going to save that for my video. So you guys make sure your notifications are on. I'll go ahead and record a video tonight and have it uploaded first thing in the morning. It's a whole lot more going on with that there. But, I don't know what Heavenly's problem is. It's not cute. It's not funny. It's not just because you're on this reality show, you get to cut up like that. No. And I was softening up on Heavenly, just like LaDawn said she was softening up on Carlos. And then they both made us just change our mind. Change our mind. And it's very, very distasteful. It really is. And the two of them together, Carlos definitely has the right name for that show, Messy Mondays. Because, they messy as hell. They are. But this is how my afternoon went. So I was working, and then I'm going to read some of you guys' comments, but I was working, and I was not able to chat in Mel'S live, but I was able to screen record it, and I was listening. I was in a meeting, but I was still able to listen because I had my Zoom on mute. Well, anyway, in that live, I want you guys to take a listen. And Cutie crew, we can discuss more, but I did Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Hold on, guys. I did have a discussion, as I mentioned, with. Now, I know I did that. Hold on, guys. Oh, shoot. Here we go. Is this the correct one? Yes. Oh, it's too large. Okay, so let me open it another way. Oh, it's still up here. All right, let me open it, and I'll just have to share it a different way. So give me 1 second. But I wanted you guys to listen to this advice that Mel gave. Hold down. Okay. All right, so that's why I wasn't in my StreamYard, because I didn't even notice that it said the file was too large and why. But I have it up. Let me go to it, rewind it back a couple seconds. Let me make sure the volume is up all the way, and I'm going to share it. And I need to know if you guys feel this way. Me and Pink Diva had just had a conversation about this a couple weeks ago, and we probably had talked about it before. And then, as I mentioned, with a couple other of my friends, close friends, I've had to have this same discussion. But take a listen. Let me push play. Is this the one? This is not the one. Shoot. Hold on, guys. I shared the wrong one. Present, share. This is why I try to have everything in StreamYard now, because I don't want to have to go through this mess. But here we go. All right, take a listen, guys. This is very, very good advice from Mel.
And sometimes it's so important for you to position yourself in a way that opens up your mind to something bigger, opens up your mind to something greater. If you continue to be around, hang around, talk to, listen to the same type of people, you will never grow. You'll never grow. You'll never get bigger. You'll never expand. You'll stay right there in that same spot. So sometimes by investing in yourself and just opening your mind to something different will take you to heights that you didn't even know it was going to take you to. And so, see, people be thinking you be being funny. Well, let me be quiet and talk about myself. I ain't going to say you. I'm say me. People will think that I'm being funny, when I choose to be a little secluded. But the fact of the matter is that some things I just can't even really have my energy going into when it comes to no extra. I got too much purpose that I'm working on. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that I'm being funny or that, I don't like you or nothing like that. I wish you the very best. However, I'm super, super particular about who I allow in my life.
Preach.
In my life. I have to be. You have people sometimes who will hit you up and they ain't got nothing but drama every time. It's never to pour into you. It's always to pull from you, right? I want you to sit down and you think about that when we get off this live. The people who always call you, when you get off the phone, you feel drained. You feel tired. They never pouring into you. They always pulling from you. You always the one uplifting them, encouraging them. You're always the one who is giving them solid, good advice. And that phone ain't never picked up just to say how you doing. Just to say, hey, I'm checking on you. Just to say, them the people you gotta watch. You have to protect your energy. You have to put boundaries in place. Mary Sanders said, Melody.
Okay. When I tell you, good night, everybody. Good night, Vi. I saw your message. When I tell you, it was just confirmation. And the reason how, well, just to go over a couple quick points. She mentioned how people sometimes can think you're acting funny because you are somewhat, or it may appear to be, that you're in seclusion. But she, like she said, is protecting her energy and her purpose. I felt that way plenty of times. I love when she said, however, child, y'all know, Kimmy, that's how Kimmy said, but the pouring into others is what conversation that me and Pink Diva had. It was in regards to, she was talking about examples of things that, how she's been there for some of her friends. And I have always been that person. I have had people to call me with baby daddy drama, kids drama, mama drama, every other type of drama. And when I tell you, I didn't get a phone call, I can count on one hand, and it was close friends. When I was going through my little thing, when I had to put, you guys know the deal of everything that happened. And yeah, so you can uplift others or pour into others, and they won't do the same for you. And for me, I just kept a mental note, because I promise you, if you call, you're not getting an answer, but you really, yes, yo. The first time that Pink Diva and I talked about it, it could have been, I don't know, maybe I was talking about another friend, and personal friend, nothing is YouTube related. And that's heavy. Sometimes you feel like you need a therapist after not only listening to one of your friends' problems and then offering advice or pouring into them. And if it's not twofold, you know what I'm saying? If it don't go both ways, you have to pay attention to that. A couple years ago, I had somebody dropping heavy stuff on me every week where I just got drained. And I just had to stop, unfortunately, taking the calls. That's just it. That's all. Because I feel like that some people need to recognize. You should be able to recognize what you're doing. And then you should also be able to recognize, well, damn, a lot of us, we appear to be strong individuals. But in my case, if I come out and say I'm getting a divorce, or if I come out and say I had to put my husband out, or whatever the case may be, I expected those same people to ring my phone. Was they rang it for everything else? I ain't get nothing, child. Not that I really needed it. Didn't get nothing. So, yeah, that was excellent advice. You guys know some gems. This is what I have to remind myself of when it comes to Mel. I have to remind myself of Mel's age, because Mel is wise beyond her years. And Mel is in her late 30s. She's not even 40 yet. And the wisdom that she has, you would swear down that she was older, And so I have to remind myself, like, look, now Mel is only, but just think about it. She's touched so many of us from younger to older, and she definitely gave some sound advice today. So when it touches me like that, I make sure that I just go ahead and shorten that video, save that little clip, as I do with other inspirational videos from other people, on Instagram or pastors or whatever. But that was a whole gem. So if you are one of those people that pour into others, but they don't pour into you, all right, Angela, I was just about to say that. You are always helping. Well, if you're not getting it back, you may need to look at that situation. You know what I mean? Take an inventory. And, that's one thing that I really love about when we have our members only lives. We all share. We all dump our mess on each other, and we're there for each other. And you have multiple people giving you advice or telling you what they've gone through in life and all of that. That's very, very important. Very important. That's true, Peggy. Absolutely. And I think a lot of us, I'm going to touch on that as far as a Negro members only Thursday as well. I think I already put it on a scenario on the Hot Topics post. But yes, April, she definitely spoke a whole word. Do you hear me? So, number one is a lot of you guys that's up late. Let's see. Eastern, it's 11, and Central is 10. Okay. Now, I am at an hour. This was a power hour, but I want to give you guys and I said this the other night, we did not adhere to it. I'm going to drop the link, and if you want to come up, it will be a strict, depending on how many people on the panel, strict 5 minutes. But I want your thoughts on anything that we discussed or whatever you want to discuss. So we'll have real quickly an open panel, open topic. Last 30 minutes of this live. And if there's anything you guys want to chat about, I am here. But in the meantime, I will read some comments. Let me pin the link real quickly. Okay, KC. Hey, KC. KC said, I will not allow anyone else give me scattered brain over this. Get me. I'm assuming that's what you mean. I'm going to start back over. I will not allow anyone else get me scattered brain over their stuff. I have to keep a sound mind for myself. I didn't talk to a family member for a year because the conversations became too much. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We're not having that prosperity, suffering in silence. No, ma'am. KC, totally agree. And for those that are part of the Cutie crew, they know that I have a couple family members that, yeah, I had to do that as well. You know, it could be a little heavy. Now, let me say this. Hold on, guys. A couple people backstage, but Gail, I wish I remembered your last name, but Gail, you are the Gail that I blocked. DM me. Because it was something concerning. Well, I'm not gonna get into that, but DM me if you are the Gail that I blocked. DM me on Instagram, please. Gigi, is this you? Gigi?
Yes, it's me.
Gigi,
Yes.
are you Gail? No.
Yeah. No, I'm
Yes.
Gigi. Huh?
Put it in the back chat, child.
Me? Oh,
Okay, hold on. I put it in the back. Look, Dawn, is that you?
Yes, ma'am. I
Hey,
know chit chat. I did fall asleep the other day, but
you know we know.
I tell you more. You know,
DM me.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
nothing
You know,
bad, nothing bad. Just spreading myself thin.
I understand, and you can't do that, and you know. But okay, yes, DM me. Okay, Gigi, I just wanted to confirm. Thank you. But no, Casey, I don't blame you. Sometimes it's needed, and you know, you can love people from a distance, but if they are taking more out of you than giving, or if it's totally just drama filled and mess, yeah, and I hated to do it, but I tell you what, I've been at the most peace from doing it. So you know, it's well needed. Great advice. Gigi, I'm gonna go ahead and get to you. Give me 2 seconds though. We have 611 people watching. You guys, please make sure to hit the like button. It's usually the people you don't expect when you're going through. That's so true, Lemon Pepper. And that has happened. That has happened even when it comes to, again, this sisterhood, us really just sharing and being there for each other. I even let them know that they gave me strength. They really did. So as long as we're mindful of it, and yeah, if you can nip it in the bud early, that's the best. Or, you know, if you are not as frustrated, and you got a little bit of communication left in you, then communicate that with them. And then if they don't change, cut them off. But yeah, my patient was gone and I was gone. Hey G Squad. Hello. Hello to everyone again that's in the building. But we're going to go ahead and take this over to Gigi. Gigi, what
Hey.
would you like to discuss? Hey.
Hey, Chit Chat. I wanted to say something and then I wanted to comment on something too.
Okay.
I was a person who I had a friend who I was that person who kind of just always called her complaining about my own issues. And I was kind of going through something in my life and she just listened. She was always there for me and she just listened. And then later on, something was going on in her life, she didn't even tell me. And then I was like, why didn't you tell me? And she said, because you were going through something. So I had to help you through it. And I went through it by myself. So
Wow.
that really hurt me that I was going on about my own, that I didn't even give her enough time to
Yeah.
help her deal with herself. So yeah, I do. That was me. So now I'm mindful of
Yes.
when my friends are going through something to take a beat and say, hey, you good? You know,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
listen to them. So yeah, I understand what Mel is saying because I was that person. I didn't know that I was that person, but um later on my friend told me that and she was going through a lot and because I was rambling on about myself, I didn't give her a chance to go through what
Mm-hmm.
she needed to. So yeah, I do get
Mm.
that. I understand what Mel was saying. So I'm being
She
honest.
was.
I was that person. I didn't know it, but I was that person.
Yeah, and you
Um,
know what? I'm glad that you said that because, well, first of all, let me just say about your friend. She was suffering in silence, basically, when it comes to you. We don't know if
hmm
she had another outlet, but there's a saying: check on your strong friends. You know what I mean? So you may have thought, hey, since I'm able to bounce this off of her and she's giving me sound advice and all of that, most times people think that you're just strong and nothing happens to you. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I'm glad that you recognize that, Gigi. I am. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's what I want to say at first. But I kind of wanted to talk about Portia a little bit and Simon. Honestly, with Simon and Portia, I've been listening to the stories a long time, ever since the divorce and stuff like that, and the stuff that Portia actually went through. So I know we just have a few minutes and we can talk about it later.
Go
But
ahead. No, no,
the
no. Go
okay,
ahead. We got a
this
short panel. So go ahead.
okay.
If you get too long, I'll tell you.
Okay, I know you will. So the situation, I have a 33-year-old son that I had by a Nigerian, and my he. So the situation that Simon was, all the stuff that was said about Simon was pretty much the same thing that had happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. The situation is that when I met this person, he was, I remember, import and export because every time, what do you work? What do you do? I was young. It was import and export. Not really knowing what that actually meant, but that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember the black leather and the lacquer and the black leather everybody used to have back in the
Mm-hmm.
day. I
Mm-hmm.
remember
Mm-hmm.
going to his house on the Sunday and it was all black, going back to his house on the Wednesday and it was all white, and I thought, he would show up with these grandiose ideas and stuff like that. But my grandmother thought he was the best because every time he walked through the door, he always had gifts and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
it was nothing for me to go out with him on a Sunday and we had this all this good time, and then the next week I'll show up at a club and he was with somebody else. Like nothing that ever happened didn't even happen. But fast forward, we ended up dating, and then I ended up learning more about the whole credit card fraud and all that type of stuff, all of that was said. And it was in that timeline of when 30 something years ago. I told you my son is 33.
Mm-hmm.
um all of that time. So I ended up having my son, but he was not allowed to see my son. My family stood on business because we know that man. I didn't even know if that was his real name. So he was not allowed to see my son. My husband raised my son, and when my son got older, I had to explain to him why I did not allow him to see to see his father because of all of that drama. He wasn't going to take my child to Nigeria, and I never see my child again. So that
Right.
wasn't going to happen. So with Porsha, I really believe that Porsha and Simon, y'all believe that they were in love. Something happened. I don't know what happened, but I believe something happened, and I don't think it was on Porsha. I do think it was on Simon. I
Mm-hmm.
even saw a post on, I don't know if the Shade Room or whatever, where there were Nigerian women saying this was our wife. I don't know if anybody's seen that, but they
Oh,
had their flag up, and they were actually loving on her. They were loving on Portia, saying
you mean
that,
at that ceremony that they had?
no, no, no. Recently, after she filed for divorce, oh, this
Oh,
was recently, and they were saying this is our wife. Like they were sad that she was actually going through all of that. I wish that either somebody come out and say what happened because she's not doing all this posting. I think Portia just started posting this week. The
she
first
did.
the
Yep.
first time I saw her post when they were in Miami with her mom and Lauren and the kids, she just
Mm-hmm.
started. Now he ain't never stopped posting,
Mm-hmm.
but just like somebody said earlier, I heard a Nigerian lady say he's a true Nigerian guy. Won't just sit back and heal. He got to keep acting like nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong. Um, and they were saying today that Portia was, like people were, I heard you say that she had quit her job and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
Portia has just got one of the biggest contract with
Oh,
NBC. So
absolutely.
she good. She's good.
Yes.
But I also heard Sherry Shepherd and somebody else said she had to get away from Simon because he sued the immigration. And when
Absolutely.
immigration basically comes, they taking it all. So she had to get up and take her stuff and separate it from his, and she could have lost
Mm-hmm.
everything that she's worked for as well. So I kind of chit chat. I'm kind of been really busy at work too. I've been going back from two different offices, and I'm like so overwhelmed. The other night, I started to text y'all all and say, "Y'all still on the line?" Because I had fallen asleep and woke up, and
What,
y'all
members
was
only?
still yes. I was
Three and
like,
a half hours, child.
yes. I
See,
said they
see,
still
It was good though.
on. I
It was
tried to
good.
listen, y'all, but I was so tired and my allergies were so bad and I went to sleep. I said, dang, I'm gonna have to hit the replay because I can't listen. But that's all I wanted to say was that, about the friend thing. Yes, I do agree with Mel and the situation with, what she's saying because I was that person. So I'm just saying for me, y'all, just when you're talking to your friend and you got something going on, take a deep breath and just say,
Mm-hmm.
hey, are you good? Because I
No
never once asked my friend, was she good? And she was going through hell. And to
Yeah.
this day, I still regret that. So when you said that, I hit the link to say, hey, that was me. So pay attention to, your friend and say, hey, I know I'm running my mouth, but are you good? Give them a
Yep.
chance just to say something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Even
all I
if
want
it's
to say.
at the end, even if it's at the
Yes.
end of what you're saying. And it's
Yeah.
something that I've always been mindful of that. But I think that a lot of people just don't look at it that way. So
Mm-mm.
I'm glad that you recognized it and taking the steps to change going forward. I did see a whole lot of Nigerian women in the comments on social media when it comes to Portia and Simon. And I saw exactly what you said as far as that typical, I don't know, typical Nigerian. I did have one that was on me back in the day, child, but I was scared. I don't
You
know
should
why.
have been. You should have been. No.
I
God
was. I
told
was
you to run. God.
You know what it was? I gave him my number too. I was like in my early 20s, but he was too persistent. Like right off the top. As soon as I gave him my number, he called that night, he called the next day, that afternoon, that evening. So by day two, I was like, no, sir, But Simon, I felt what you felt, I think, looking at them like they were really in love. But this is what we have to ask ourselves, Gigi. If Simon did not appear to have the status and the money and the houses and the cars and all of that, do you think Portia would have fell in love with him? If Portia saw him in Publix in line, do you think she would have fell in love with him?
No.
Nope.
No.
So
Mm-mm.
that's
I
what
it
I
don't think
mean.
helped.
so. I don't
It
think so.
helped.
Yeah,
It did
yeah,
help. But one of the things the reason why I thought that they were also in love is because PJ loved Simon.
yeah.
Her daughter loved him, because he would post one day, he was saying, I'm playing hide and go see. And PJ is not with me. Even when he was in Dubai for a while, she had did a post and she said, "When is Papa coming home? Like, where is he?" So he had been in Dubai for a while. So I, you know what, all of this chit chat, I agree with you. All this stuff that's being said on social media and stuff like that. Look, there's three members that I subscribe to, and I trust the three people, which you're one, Queen Sheba's another one, and Diana
Mm-hmm.
Rose is the other. I do listen to trending, and I do listen to others, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't. It's like now you got to be some of the stuff I hear, I'm going like, what the hell? Like, where did that even come from? Like, you have now, I think people are just stabbing in the dark. So I do
Mm-hmm.
think allegedly is a good thing to say. Even, I'm gonna go listen to Shanita because Heavenly is wilding. So it's a whole lot that's going on. But if I get a chance to, I'll listen to it. If not, I'll listen to you tomorrow. But other
Yeah.
than that, it is.
Hellishly, child, hellishly.
She
Um,
is. And I
you
don't
know,
know why he don't like sweet tea either.
yeah, something ain't right. I really do think, like I said, I think something is going on. Look, I know she's a bright woman, she's a dentist and all of that, but something else is missing when it comes to family. We're talking about picking up on clues right now, and asking others, how are you, and all of that. I don't think that Heavenly is good at picking up on clues. And I also think that now she feels like she's bigger than Married to Medicine. So she
Yeah.
feels like she's running the show. She's keeping the show going by being messy or doing this or saying this. And it's a bit much. So we'll touch on more of that with you, Gil, if you'll be in members only. But I will be dropping that video. I'm going to try to get it early tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, thank you for saying that about your friend. I wanted to read a couple comments and then we're going to get to Lazorn. But Miss Wynn said, it is sad that right now we have to be in self-preservation. I grew up, I believe, never leaving anyone behind, but I have to move differently. And it's sad but true. And I don't know if that comes with age, with wisdom, with whatever, but a lot of the things that we're used to doing, if it's not serving us. Mel mentioned seclusion and all of that. It may appear like it's seclusion, but it's not. Sometimes you just protecting your energy. You know what I mean? Or what you just said, Gigi, you're not intaking a lot of that. One of the things that I feel, even when it comes to the cutie crew, is I feel safe. But it's so many of you ladies that say the same thing. Typically, and I feel bad because when I put all my videos on public, a lot of my doggone members only videos was on public. But most times, outside of that, everything we discuss stay behind the scenes and it's not mess. You know what I mean? We're not back there. That's why I said people that join the membership may not get what you're looking for, because you're not going to hear me saying, girl, let me tell you about Diana Rose. Well, no. You know what I mean? So it's really about us, or touching on issues like what Mel mentioned today. Loved what she had to say. For those of you that missed the clip, make sure to go back and scroll back to the clip of Mel's live that I put in this live tonight. Excellent advice. But thank you, Gigi. Thank you, Miss Wynn. Let me read a couple more. And I'm glad she's up here because we got to fix this. Prosperity, but I can relate to a certain extent. Prosperity, maybe in the past, but not anymore. But Prosperity said, I suffer in silence a lot. I don't know what that is. I never want to be, but Prosperity, what is that? You here? Prosperity probably stepped away like she always do. Okay, Bridget, I never wants to be that friend. I don't know what that she was trying to say. Although I'm not a needy friend, but I'll listen to everyone. And that's how it is, but that could be a lot at times. You listening to everybody else, but ain't nobody listening to you. So I think trust plays a big part too. If it is
My bad, chit chat.
okay, no problem. If it is a new friendship, for instance, I mentioned Pink Diva a lot, probably before she even dropped down, but I can trust her. So I talked about a little bit more, you know what I mean? And but building trust is important as well to make you feel safe. And but if your friend feels safe enough to share with you, it's supposed to be vice versa. So prosperity, we're gonna get to you, but we don't want you suffering in silence. I did want to make sure I read your comment though. Charlotte is up here as well. A true friend is a blessing. You only have one. Yeah, I can count on one hand. Lifelong friends. Miss Peaches Fly said, I've learned to protect my peace. That is so important. And protecting your peace can hurt. You know what I mean? It can make you walk away from things, but it is worth it. It's worth it. Keisha said, mine's is strange. I have people who will do for me, but turn around and use that to drain the living crap out of me with negativity and gossip. It's weird to where I be like, I'm good on the lunch, etc. Yep. Be good on it. You know, that's not a healthy friendship or whatever else. Sonny said, not being aware is different from ignoring your friend having challenges. True. So that applies to Gigi as well. She just wasn't aware, not that she was just ignoring. Um, but if you make a public announcement, as I mentioned, and I said I'm going through this, I expected a couple phone calls I didn't get. Casey said, and I always ask, how are you? Or how are you doing today? Before going into any conversations. Great advice. Great advice. Okay, LaDawn, we're gonna go ahead and get to you. Your thoughts, LaDawn? Real
Um,
quick, I'm sorry, LaDawn. Hold on. Charlotte, let me do this real quick, child. Charlotte, you have two. It's two of you up here. So can you hear
Oh,
me?
yes.
All right. So this other one, I'm gonna kick. Hold on. I hope I'm not kicking that one. Well, I'm not because I didn't add that one yet. Okay. Are you still up here, Charlotte?
Uh, let's see.
You here? I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me? Okay.
Yes. So you good. So the other one, I just kicked them. So you're good. But let's go ahead and get into LaDon. Shout out to you guys that's joining me late. Guys, max. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 20 minutes. 5 minutes apiece. LaDon, you up?
all right. I just want to say I liked Mel's post. I agree, and I feel you. I feel all the ladies because I always was the one also that people would call on. I would have the least of everything, least of anything, but I was always the one people leaned on. And then I finally started working on myself and taking my power back. And the last 2 years, it's been about me and building me back up after my loss and just focusing on me and letting
Mhm.
people know it every step of the way and not feeling guilty about it. I can be there for people, but I know now I have to be there in certain ways, and that's how I feel about that. And also, Portia, I
Wait,
feel like,
before you move on, excellent advice. There is nothing wrong, and you guys know I've said this 1,000 times. There is nothing wrong with being selfish as long as that selfish is concerning yourself. Nothing at all. But
mhm.
go ahead, Ladon.
So yeah, because I was so busy focused on everybody else's stuff, I was staying stuck and not
Yeah.
clearing out my own stuff. You know what I mean? So, anyways, Portia, you know, yeah, she didn't wait until the ink um, ran dry. But we know that they were already having problems before Portia or
Hmm.
whatever. Fallon did the degrading stuff she did and got, you know, pregnant allegedly, and they was already having issues. But however, one thing about Portia that makes it you make it that makes you have a little compassion for her sometimes is because Portia will stand in her stuff out in the opening and she will push through and just keep on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people can relate to the transparency. She doesn't make, any excuses. And half of the time, that's all it takes when people make mistakes or bad judgment, because you're growing and learning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Portia, no offense, but she's kind of allegedly, in my opinion, kind of dippy. But
I knew you was gonna say that. I was gonna say ditzy.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but the fun girl at the same time. I think she really loved Simon, because you had to love an MF for to keep posting him the way she did, the way he
Baby.
looked.
Hoochie.
Okay. I think he checked all the boxes. It wasn't just the money. I think um he was willing to be what she needed, you know. But I think it was a smart move that she didn't waste any time. If it ain't working, it ain't working. If it's gonna
Yeah.
cost me more than I gain, I got to go. And I gotta protect mines. And I ain't mad at her for it. I'm only mad at the dumb ones that sit there knowing that a ship is getting ready to sail and still go down with it. So I'm not mad at her about that. Her mama must be in her ear. Good mama. Um, get your stuff, your earnings, what you worked hard for, and you go on. Let him go down, because half of the stuff he did, all the stuff he did, was before you. It was even thought of. So the dates show it. So you shouldn't suffer for what he did, no matter what. So
Mm.
I say that to say I'm glad she got out when she did. That's what I feel about Portia. Now, Heavenly, I used to think she was entertaining, but she is a low down, dirty
Mm.
dog, and this is the most attention she has ever gotten in her life. And that's why it's like a drug to her. And she's a fiend for it, and she will do anything, anything. We call them puddle water junkies. And she is one of those for fame. And let me tell you, allegedly, in my opinion, and I mean, like, for fame, not an actual ugh. Let me clear
Mm-hmm.
that up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Also, I think she is very hateful and spiteful, and that's why she don't have any close friends of her own. This group and these fans, that's the only thing she got, and at all costs, she wanna keep that going, and she's disgusting to me, in my opinion. The depths that she goes, and I'm so glad that Shanita stood on business and spoke up for herself right away. We're not going to start this. We ain't going to entertain this, but I'm going to clear this up so nobody else tries this. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad she did. And also, um, Carlos is always behind the mess. He's always behind the mess, especially that those two are in cahoots. I know they talked about it before it happened, after, and during. Okay. Um, but they didn't get the response they was expecting to get, because they're messing with strong-minded, real bosses. So
Mm.
um, I feel like she's getting what she deserves. You messing with the wrong one,
Yeah.
and I'm glad she spoke up for herself. But I don't
Mm.
agree with people threatening people. I don't agree with those fans doing all that to Shanita. That was wrong. I don't know who it was, but people need to stop that mess.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about that.
Excellent. Excellent. Prosperity. This is you, correct? I'm reading your back chat. You dropped the other one. Is this one up, Prosperity?
Yes, babe. I'm sorry, I was muted.
Okay, okay. LaDon, you're touching on where I'm going tomorrow in my video, but let me say this to you.
And that ain't a ledge.
I love it.
That ain't a ledge, child. Excellent points, LaDon. You said Porsha stands in her stuff. I do agree with what she went through with Cordell. She faced that head on. What she went through with Dennis, she faced that head on.
Even
But
with Candy, because she
with,
showed her
with
face.
right, with Candy as well. But she did
She
not stand
left.
in her stuff when she first got with Simon. And
Right.
I
She
think,
left.
just my personal opinion, that's the reason why she decided not to do Real Housewives of Atlanta. Because
Mm-hmm.
Fallon was on the previous season, you know they was gonna come for, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
Porsha loves love. That's what I get. And I do think that she loved Simon, but I also know, my opinion only, that had he not had the status and everything else, it would have never gotten to the point of love. So you have to look at that as well. Yes, she loved him. I wanted to say real quickly to Gigi because I wanted to mention this. Yes, PJ loved Simon, but I am gonna have to blame Portia. Nothing wrong with PJ loving Simon. I just think that everything happened too quick, especially with her having a child. You know what I mean? I think it was just too quick. We saw Portia and Dennis together, then we saw Portia, Dennis, and Simon, and everybody's like, wait, what's going on?
And
So
now it's getting ready to be somebody else.
now it's gonna be somebody else, child, for sure. I don't know. I doubt if we see her dating this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think she's really going to, even though she's saying it's not a storyline, is going to be her storyline, as it should, if it's her reality. And I think that that's what this whole season is going to be about. Whether that's airing Simon out, putting out there what went wrong, all of the alleged illegal activities, all of that. So yeah, she got a place on the show for sure. She gonna earn that. I heard she got over 2 million, over 2 million. But thanks, LaDon. We are on time crunch. But let me read a couple comments. Sunny Golden said, "You also have to be concerned others will." I think I used that. I mean, I said that. No. Sonny said, you also have to be concerned others will use the discretion you give them. You might keep their secrets, but they may spread yours, particularly if the relationship goes sour. Excellent advice. And that's what I mean when I say trust plays a big part of everything, even friendships. A lot of us will put all our trust in our spouse or mate or whatever, but you got to have trust with friends as well. Diva for show says sometimes, even when you're going through some things, all it takes is to listen to someone who is going through something heavier than you. That's a good point. Yeah, but if they're going through something heavier, you also have to, give them what they gave you. Good point though. And let's see. Stephanie said, I think Heavenly is going through the change of life. Sometimes an antidepressant could help. She's been through a lot of changes, emptiness, and the passing of her mother last year or two. Yes, Stephanie, I can agree, but Heavenly been messy since the start, child.
And
Since
she
the
around a
start.
lot of doctors, so she can get that help if she wanted.
Yeah, she's been messy since the start. As I mentioned earlier, the talking about Mariah's mama, that was her go-to. You know, your mama, your mama, your mama. So we'll have to discuss this in members only, but I want you all's opinion. Let me put that down so I can make sure to put it on the Hot Topics post. What do you think it is about Dr. Jackie that draws Heavenly in? So don't say it now. But let's discuss that members only because it's something. Because, like you said, LaDon, she really ain't got no friends, but she cries over Dr. Jackie and very protective and everything else. I don't know. Maybe she sees as a mother figure. I don't know. Yo, I know you're gone. I meant to say good night to you, but good night, good night, good night. Okay, we're gonna move on. Now, prosperity came up and down, but it is prosperity. After prosperity, we're going to Charlotte, and then we're gonna end it off with L'Oreal. Charlotte, real quickly, can you hear me? Let me take you off mute. Charlotte, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right, because there's another there's another Charlotte backstage, so I'm gonna kick that one. So I don't know how it's multiple Charlottes that's still trying to come up, but okay, Prosperity, you are up.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
Hey,
Good. How are
boo.
you? Who called a man? Oh, that's true. She can get some help from Dr. G. Yep. Go ahead, Prosperity.
Um, First I want to say thank you, Chit Chat, for having the cutie crew and the open forum and the safe space that you give all of us, because sometimes, like I said earlier, everybody doesn't have that person or persons that they can go to and share their business and not hear it back. You can be a
Mm-hmm.
friend to somebody, but doesn't mean that they're going to reciprocate the same things that you do with them. So thank
Oh,
you for
sis,
giving
you're
all of
welcome.
us that space. And
You're
LaDawn,
welcome.
I love you and I appreciate you. She is always pouring into me. She, she's just a real one, and I appreciate you for it, sis.
Oh.
I be falling asleep, but I be in the bushes over there.
And just a sweet spirit, you know. Prosperity,
Right.
you too. I'm still hung up on baby when you sang. So don't get me started and crying over here. Go ahead, Prosperity.
Because like now, it's my mama's birthday is the 19th. Y'all
Oh,
already know mama not here. She
yes.
missed my birthday. She gonna miss her, so it's a lot. But I
Happy
appreciate y'all
heavenly
for it.
birthday to your mom in
Yeah,
advance.
I appreciate y'all for this. But Porsha, like you said, yes, God, she loves to do things, but sometimes she don't want to be called to the carpet for it, like that bolo thing. She a grown woman, but you did it on a trip. You know what I'm saying? So it was gonna
Yeah.
be talked about because that's chaos. That's part of the show. That was part of your life. You did that with Simon. She quit a whole job because she didn't want to be confronted and talk about taking that lady man.
Mm-hmm.
And Carlos King. Why do this man remember that he got shows of his own?
No, man.
Because I for the life of me don't understand this lineup. Teresa, do the people
Mhm.
that watch your show even watch New Jersey? Mellencamp, do they even watch these people?
Right. His
What
target
is
audience. I agree.
Yeah, like what is Tamar gonna tell us if she ain't got that on singing? Everything she do is already out there. She ain't got nothing going on. Why is she on the lineup? You only got at the end of this thing your one show, and you put all of them at once. Why they couldn't get their own so they could really go into depth into their story and let the people get to know them better? Because you're not doing that job on the show that they on. We don't get to really know these people the way we should because you want all the mess. So if he would have gave them all, maybe we could have got a better insight to them. Isn't that what this is supposed to be about? Getting to know the people more. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's so busy trying to be over there in Bravo business and be in good standing with Bravo. It's great. It's not gonna happen, sir. They don't like you. They fired you. They don't want nothing to do with you. Let it go. Because this is
That's
making no sense at this point. You, he want to be able to say the reason these shows weren't showed out because they were in the middle of a work week. I had one on a Thursday. I had one on a Wednesday. No, the reason these things ain't gonna work out because the mellow meters did what they were supposed to do to make that first one a success. You ain't got that. Your drizzles can't produce that kind of. It's not gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen.
period.
He's so busy trying to down Mel that he looks like a bigger fool than anything. Like, I don't care what nobody say. Mel revitalized this man. We wasn't checking for no Carlos King. Was nobody like, oh yeah, Carlos producing this, Carlos produced that. Was nobody doing that before Love and Merch Huntsville?
At all.
And that ain't
Started
a
talk.
ledge.
I was
Truth
just
be
saying that
told,
ain't
I
the
didn't even
ledge,
know who he
Prosperity.
was.
That ain't the
Right.
ledge, Prosperity. You right.
Yeah, like she paid that money to have that consultation with him. And what did he say? And Martell just sat there in admiration of his beautiful wife. So that was all male. And the fact that this lady is growing and getting bigger, that's a good thing. You would think that you would look at that and be happy. If you say this your show, I would say, oh, I had a hand in helping her grow. I love to see this because this this gives more people to want to come over here and work with me because they see what this platform was able to help somebody else. But instead of doing that, he sees her as that competition that he don't want with this new network of hers. So he trying to throw everything at her to knock her down to mess her up in the public. Like, this is crazy to me. This man makes no sense. Why are you biting the hand that you help feed and that's help feeding you? If Melody is not on that show, who is watching it? What are the storylines going to be? She's everybody's storyline, whether she's on that episode, whether she's in the scene of that episode. That lady name is coming out of somebody's mouth. So this smear campaign and it's the meters, them goddamn meters. And if it wasn't for the meters, how would I got away with it? No, that's your problem. Stop trying to get away with things and do things on the up and won't nobody have to call you out. Stop letting your people that's on this show have ASS it and give us their real daggone life. Maybe your ratings will go up. You did this. The reason Bad and Bougie ain't doing numbers is because you called out the people who was helping your shows work. You did this. Take your lashing, sir. You did it. Period. Leave that lady alone. That lady ain't doing nothing wrong by being successful. That lady ain't doing nothing wrong by surpassing you in what she's doing. If you stop worrying about Bravo, you start worrying about what she's doing, maybe you can boss up some more and get to where you want to be. But what you can't do is keep trying to blame this lady and the goddamn mellometers for everything that's going wrong over there with your show. Period. Because the other classes are talking about you as well. They are disgruntled as well. So it can't always be everybody else. You got to point them fingers back at yourself. You know it's always Ford looking at you, right? That's all. I just don't like to see how they love beating up like that, trying to like now he want to do inspirational quotes. How you gonna try to nail Mel? Mel was been doing that. And we went with it because it was genuine from her. From you, it's shots. You throwing shots at this lady. If you gotta have a whole rack of people around you, that's a problem with you. When are we all? I'm not a mellometer, but when are we all around her? I'm a supporter. But when is everybody always around her? Stop trying to be subliminal with your shots and be a man and shoot your shot. Shoot. She's standing right there. She got all opportunity. Stop trying to be underhanded and sneaky as if this lady is slow. She know what you doing. She knew you was lying at that podcast. She knew you was lying, but she went along with it. She knew you weren't going to take that man off the show, but she went along with it because she is a team player. And what's best for the team is what Mel is going to do. But once you and your other people start being team players, this shit ain't nothing this show couldn't do. But this is all on y'all, not Mel. Now I'm finished for real.
Child. Where's it at, child? Well, I'm going to say this after Prosperity. It was alleged, but...
And that ain't alleged.
She said what she
Looking
said.
like a turtle coming out his shell.
She said what she said. I agree with you, and it's so obvious. You know what I mean? And, I think that people would like to think that a lot of us we don't see what we see, or we don't feel what we feel, or, game gonna always recognize game, and it's been a lot of it. So more to that to come tomorrow when it comes to what was revealed tonight in Charnita's World Live. We're gonna dive a little deeper. Hello to Simply Beautiful, and hello to Aunt Debbie. Now it's late, 11:47 Eastern, 10:48 Central. So we got 2 more people, which is 10 more minutes, and we're going to be up out of here. But I appreciate you guys. As I said earlier, this will not be the norm as far as this late. But, yeah, I was trying to watch a couple lives and all of that good stuff. So that's why we here. But I appreciate you guys. Let me read a couple comments. I think I just have 2. Althea says, so very true. I was doing everything for everybody until my health went away. So this year is all about me. Selfish. You better
Yes.
be selfish. And that's the thing. We can be so stressed out about other folks' issues, or, if we don't have a limit or boundary of how many of their problems we allow them to dump on us. I'll never forget, one of my friends said, oh my God, I feel so much better. But I didn't. After everything she shared with me, and after me trying to give her advice, I felt, good that she did feel better, I guess, from the words that I gave her, but it was heavy, heavy. So yeah, we got to make sure that this stuff don't play a part in our health. So that's great news out there. A selfish year and beyond. And then SKR, I totally agree. SKR said Porsha likes to play dress up as well. And Porsha is a lover of love. That's not in there, but I read it. I think she was super mad at Dennis for not turning out like she wanted. Yeah, he cheated on her while she was pregnant. So I think it was definitely a get back. And look, Dennis don't care. Dennis is a playboy still. He's still under everybody's pictures and liking, and him and Fallon, I don't think they got anything going on, but they bonded in a sense where he likes her pictures, she likes his, and and he was in the family photo this week with Porsha. Real quickly, I always thought that Miss Diane was a better match for Simon than Porsha. Her mama was. That's for his feed. Okay. For real. But thank you, Prosperity.
Can I say one more thing? One more thing. Yeah, I don't think it's called being selfish. I feel like it's necessary. I don't feel it's being selfish to stop pouring into everybody else because your cup is empty. No. You can't give them something you ain't got. I don't think it's selfish. I call it necessary.
That's not what we're saying. That's not what we're saying. We're saying be selfish with yourself. Selfish. So I'm on some selfish.
I thought you were saying like stop being selfish to other people and looking at yourself and working on yourself. That's what I was saying. I don't think it's selfish. I think it's necessary for us.
Yeah, just to play on words. And what I meant is it's okay to be selfish if it's affecting you. So in a sense, yes. If it's affecting you, yeah, I'm about to go and be selfish. I'm going to think about me and my health and my mental health and everything else, So selfish sometimes, even though, it's not supposed to be, it can be a good thing.
Yeah, it is. I was just saying I don't use the word selfish. I just call it necessary. Because people will take and take until they can't take it no more.
Yeah, I agree. We on the same road when it comes to that. Play what, Angela Richardson? This child, he can't child, he'll come and try to strike.
And that ain't a ledge.
And then my favorite response to him is
boy, shut your ass up.
Love it. Okay. Love it.
Chit chat.
Yes,
JoJo in the chat came in late, but I just want you to answer that question so nobody don't get nothing.
I see it on my phone. And JoJo, you're gonna have to go back and check out the replay. But Charnita's World went live today. There were some issues going on when it comes to Heavenly and issues going on with her pulling out of an event, and they knew that, and they kept her face on the flyer even the morning of. She felt like Heavenly was mispronouncing her name on purpose. There was an email that was threatening, whole lot going on. That's really basically all I said, because I mentioned that I wanted to touch on it in a video. But hey sis, what you doing up? Deshonda, all of y'all, we out of here in 10 minutes, but I appreciate you guys. Yeah, some bad blood, and I want to know, where did it come from? Heavenly? Could it be the co-host? That's all I'm gonna say. Could it be the co-host? We shall discuss. But thank you again, Prosperity. We love us some you. Thank you for the kind words as well. What you get from the Cutie Crew Sisterhood is what we get from you as well. So thank you.
You make it
Next,
easy, Prosperity.
for sure, for sure. And
Thank you.
somebody else said something that I answered about um Patricia T. Oh, Patricia T. I said, what did the fans do to Charnita? It was not the fans. Her supporters warned her, and probably felt like it wouldn't be a good look, to just be up there with Heavenly, considering Heavenly's current temperature out here in these streets. But Charlotte, thank you for being patient. After Charlotte, we're gonna have L'Oreal. Charlotte, your thoughts?
Take her off mute.
Afternoon, chit chatting, everyone.
Good
I was
evening.
want to talk about friendship.
Okay.
I had a friend that I've been with friends with for 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going through a divorce, and she went and told all of my business
Mm.
to another girl. And me and her had been friends for 50 years. You couldn't see one without the other one. And it hurted me so bad because when my mom died, I had helped her get a roof on her house and just took care of her like a friend would. But when I had my stroke, she only had called me one time to see how I was doing. And it hurted me so bad to the point where I said, you know what? You need to think about yourself, Charlotte, and quit thinking about everybody else. Because when she did that to me, that showed me that you can't even trust a true friend. So I
Mm.
let it go.
Miss Charlotte, you should have said, "Give me my roof back."
Okay.
Absolutely.
Baby, I would have had me a couple handymen over there in the
Okay.
morning. That's okay.
And I had gave her like $5,000. And
Wow.
when this girl had called and told me this, I cried for 2 days. And
Mm.
I asked her, why would she do that to me? And she says, I didn't do that to you. I said, well, didn't nobody know but you? You the only one
Mm.
I told about what happened in my marriage. And you went and told her, and she told me word for word.
Mm.
Mm. Mm. Mm. Mm.
Oh, it hurted me so bad. So now I'm just sticking to myself,
I'm sorry that
you
happened
know,
to you.
because I can't
Yeah, I'm
trust
sorry
anyone
too.
but God. That's all I could trust is God. I don't trust anyone anymore. Because if
Mm.
you have a friend for 50 years and they do that to you,
Yeah.
uh-uh, no. So
Yeah.
I have another friend that I've been friends with for 30 years, and she is wonderful. Wonderful. She flies out here and come and see me, because I had a stroke in 2018. She came and she stayed with me for 2 weeks,
Good.
and she is wonderful. So I said, well, I thank God for her.
Yes. And you
Yeah,
know what, Charlotte? I hate that you went through that, but I'm glad that you're aware. And you're right, 50 years is a long time, and that will make you sort of close yourself out to others. But we also have to think about it, if we're used to operating in a manner, it's no different than if you go through a breakup and you say, well, I ain't dating no more. I don't want, you ain't got to be out here actively looking. But I do feel like that
right.
you have to keep your heart open, even when it comes to friendships. As I mentioned, as far as this sisterhood, it's a great thing. We bonded. Number one, a lot of us are male supporters, and we bonded over the issues that she's gone through. A lot of us can relate to it, and then it turned into us sharing our stories as well. So if we were closed off to anything, I don't even think that this would have been able to happen. You know what I mean? So,
Absolutely. And that's why I love your channel. I
oh,
love
thank
Queen
you.
Sheba, and I love the silver, because you can
Thank
talk
you.
and you don't have to worry about it getting out. because
Mm-hmm.
I have been through it. And
Yeah.
I've been divorced for 12 years. I haven't
Mm,
had a relationship since. I'm kind of closed off on that right now. And
yeah.
I said, when God send me somebody, He'll send me someone that He designed just for me. So I'm waiting.
That's
But
right.
as far as friends, me and my other friend that I've been friends with for 30 years, we're still close. And we talk
That's,
about everything. And I haven't heard it twice. So I
yeah.
trust her.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And I'm glad that you have her. I have one friend, long-term friend, that every time I called, and we would be talking about some deep things, she had me on speakerphone. And I'm
Mm.
like,
Mm,
girl. So people in the
mm.
background chiming in and shit. I said, no, ma'am. So them phone calls stop. They stop.
My
You know what
aunt
I'm
is
saying?
like that.
No, don't do that. You know? If I'm
Abs-
talking
Her
about
husband be there, be like, yo.
right, right. So
yeah.
yeah, even when it comes to that, you have to pay attention to the needs of your friends as well. And I just took that as, it happened one too many times where I said, okay, now if she
When
can't
Mhm.
even pick
someone
up,
when
go ahead,
someone shows you who they are the first time, you got to believe them.
Yes,
believe them.
Lord.
That
Gotta
is
believe.
such a true statement.
Hmm.
But it really, really hurts when you be
Yes, it do.
childhood friends till
Yeah,
adulthood and for someone to do that to you.
yeah.
Oh, that hurted me so bad. So
I'm
now, she calls me every now and then. I talk to her, but I don't let her know nothing about me anymore.
hmm That's right. I
So,
don't blame you. I don't blame
mm-mm.
you.
You mess
What
me,
priority? Go ahead.
you screw me once,
Shame on.
it's on shame on you. If you screw
Mhm.
me twice, shame on me.
That's right. That's right.
You just in this day and time, you just can't trust no one.
Yeah.
People
Which is
are
sad.
something else. It is very
Yeah.
sad.
Hmm.
Very, very sad.
It's a big shift. And my sister and I, we talk about it a lot, because naturally we talk about how we grew up, even how carefree our childhood was and all of that. So I don't know if the big shift is a lot of people really aren't coming together to form close
Right.
relationships because of, let's say, social media. So many people are in the house
Absolutely.
like us. We on YouTube, we on social, we on Instagram, we on this. So when do you even have the time to, you know what I mean? And I think that
Absolutely.
plays a part, but I think it's a lot more that goes along with it. I just think that people really don't cherish um
Mm-mm.
friendships or relationships in general anymore.
Nope.
And that's sad.
No, they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Because me, since I had my stroke, my life has really changed. And
Mm-hmm.
I be depressed on and off because, I can't do the things I used to do. And,
Yeah.
my so-called friends, they call me every now and then. But the
Mm-hmm.
one that I said I've been knowing for 30 years, she comes and see me every couple of months. I
Mm-hmm.
live in Las Vegas. She lives in California, where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of. I'm glad to be able to talk to people on
Yes.
on the channels and stuff.
And
It helps me.
we're glad to have you. So we don't want you depressed. And I keep telling you guys, it's just in me. If it's something that can't wait to our members only live, reach out to me and I always hop on a phone call. But I get it. You went through something, a stroke is traumatic. And then dealing with it and like you said, not being able to do everything that you're used to doing and all of that, that can play on your mental, but God kept you here for a reason. And we
Yes.
really, really enjoy you, Charlotte. We really do.
Thank
So
you. Yeah,
Yes. So
because I said hopefully next summer, I mean this summer when Melanie do her thing, I'll be able to come and maybe
mm-hmm,
I can have my friend come along because I'm my whole left side is weak and I don't
mm-hmm,
want to have to depend on somebody, helping me. So hopefully
mm-hmm.
I get to
That you don't
come.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. With me still getting settled in, I won't be in Atlanta for the mimosas with Mel, but that other event that she talked about, I don't think she released a date or much about it, but I'm definitely gonna try to do that. And then you
Yeah.
guys know we're gonna have us a cutie crew something in 2025. So that's what it's about. If we're not getting what we should be getting out of old friendships, we just gonna build some new ones. That's all. You know what I
Absolutely,
mean?
absolutely.
Hello.
That's it. That's all, you know.
I'll be
And
ready
Somebody
in
got an echo shit.
2025.
yes, Charlotte, I can't wait. We're gonna vote on a place soon, a destination, a location, and then we'll I'll put that in motion. So we'll have enough time to, you know, get that all going. Yep. But okay, Prosperity, I wanted to read your comment. You put, I truly hate when the actions of others causes us to turn cold and closed off to others. Totally agree. Sonny said, you were a friend for 50 years. You probably did not have a friend for 50 years. She was an associate. You just didn't know it. Well, look, they'll make that a believer. You know what I mean? It may be harsh, but it's true. And Prosperity again said, betrayal of a best friend is more hurtful than any boyfriend, at least for me. Yes, depending on what you've shared with your best friend, sometimes best friends, we know everything. And yes, if you become betrayed by them, that's a lot. A lot. But thank you again, Charlotte. We're going to push this right on to Lori L. We are just over the 2 hour mark. We were supposed to be out of here at 2 hours flat, hour and 30, really. But we're going to get L'Oreal's thoughts. Charlotte, I'm going to go ahead and put you on mute. You have a little background noise, okay? Okay. All right, L'Oreal. Hey, L'Oreal.
Hey y'all.
Hey, where you been?
Mm,
Working.
working.
Hey,
Working, girl,
L'Oreal.
working.
I
I
get
just
it.
want to chime in on this little old Porsha, honey. Porsha, I think, everybody think Porsha a little slow. I don't think she's a little slow. I think that, like you said, she really love. I think she's very naive when it comes to relationships and love. And I also, for some reason, feel like she got a little bit of low self-esteem.
Mm.
Hmm.
Even when she went back and dated her little, what was he, a college boyfriend or something?
Yeah.
Remember he came by and before Denny's, like he wasn't even, on her level, and then the way she was begging him for a child, and she wanted a baby so bad. It She just be dizzy when it comes to
Yep.
relationships. And I feel like she changed her whole entire being depending upon what man she's with. You saw her change who she
Mm.
was when she was Cordell. She was timid.
Poor
You
Dale.
see what I mean? Like she changed it. So
Mm-hmm.
to me, when she didn't go back to Housewives because she still came on the Bravo franchise. Remember she had a spinoff with Simon?
Mm-hmm.
And I did not like how Simon talked to her grandmother and disrespect to her grandmother in there.
That was her aunt, bitch.
Yes.
Oh,
Good
the
point.
aunts or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but it was still like her daddy's auntie or
Mm-hmm.
elder. You see
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And I was like, and he was like, "It's coming time you gotta respect Portia. Like Portia is the elder in the family." Child, say what now? He was
Mm-hmm.
just doing the most, but I feel like she changed everything she wants to really do, depending on what man she's with. He didn't really want her. I think he wanted to be on television. So I don't know. I don't know how they flipped and changed. I do think she ignored red flags because Miss Fallon was trying to tip people to the fraud game when she said what office he had. It was an empty space with a laptop in there.
Mm. Mm, baby.
You didn't pay no attention. You didn't pay no attention to none of them flags, honey. You just was in Disney World. She give me Disney World.
Not Disney.
Disney
Not
World, Disney World. Portia get an idea in her mind, and I think it was Miss Sunny who said, "No, it was SKR who said because of the way Dennis didn't pan out, and even Dennis sat up there and told us on that spinoff show. Dennis told truth. He said Portia love to be in love, and he said the same thing. He said she loves hard. That's what he said. Portia loves hard." And so she fought hard too. And I just don't want to see what happens when this ends. And I said, darn, Dennis tried to tell it now. Now, as
did.
far as Fallon is a him and Fallon, I guess, had a relationship, but heck, he had a relationship with Simon. You cannot.
Wait a minute. Say
This
that
whole
again.
thing was a mess. You you
Say
you
that
can't
again.
forget now that Simon and Dennis used to work together.
That
Right? And
is
Fallon,
true.
they already had worked on some projects together.
Nightclub or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, they already knew it. He knew Simon first. She knew Simon. You can't
And
say that.
Portia knew Simon too.
Yeah, from around the way at the club, but they had done business or whatever arrangements together. So I mean, I'm just saying that was her being around him personally, other than just coming by and see him in the club or
Mm-hmm.
whatever club thing he owned. He really knew Dennis, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But Fallon is for whatever drink line he got. She's one of the people that does promos and stuff for his drink line. That's why but some people been reading into Fallon they being messy because she liking stuff. She been over there because she's one of the people for that drink.
But
Oh yeah.
how she became one of the people that promotes
Was
it.
behind the mess. Was behind the
Absolutely.
mess. So
Absolutely.
but what I'm saying is with this divorce, it ain't behind this divorce. And see, people just not paying attention
Right.
to it now because they're
Mm-hmm.
saying, "Oh, Fallon been over there since the marriage, before the marriage, really, since they came out saying they were together." But it's so many
Mm,
red flags on this man. It's a sea of flags. It's
yeah.
giving Risa Tisa. It's giving Risa Tisa.
Who the
Okay.
F did I marry, child?
Okay. I'm sorry. So I'm not surprised, I just hate it for her. I don't wish that on nobody, but hey, it is what it is. But at her big age, y'all can say what y'all want to about Simon, but Portia ain't no spring chicken neither. She ain't this not no 23-year-old girl no more.
Not
Mm-hmm.
at all.
She
Mm-hmm.
done been
I
around
know.
the rodeo. So like, girl, get it together.
But Gloria, remember she was supposed to be marrying R. Kelly, remember? So
That's
we
what
all
I'm
know
saying. She
Portia.
been on this rodeo a long time.
A
Then she put
long
that in the
time.
book. Then she put that in
Yes,
the book.
Lord. She sure
It was
did.
in the book.
Shoot.
It was in
And
the
that
book.
was Miss Diane's speed more than it was hers.
Yes.
And people
Absolutely.
were saying, people said your wife, they didn't know her like the concierge and stuff at the hotel thought that Miss Diane was the wife.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. She should have been.
Should have
She is
been.
she is age and his speed. Was should be a speed, but this is who Simon after. Simon want a pretty face and a small waist. And
Mm.
Simon letting it be known he ain't gonna never have no problem. And
That's the
Simon,
new girl right there.
yeah, that's the new
Mm-hmm.
girl. You see, he liked it, child.
Girl, hush.
It's the new girl.
But
Body
this
by
the
Jack.
thing, Simon ain't broke though. He
No, he
still
not
ain't
broke.
broke. He ain't broke
He
now.
not,
Yeah.
but just for the
But
women,
yeah, So they gonna have to move overseas. That's all I can say, girl. Go ahead.
yeah, for me, look, and it's not all about the looks, but for me, just go ahead and admit what you're doing for money because that's what it is. And I hate to
That's
say it, I
it.
know a lot of us feel like Portia is naive, and I agree. I believe she's ditzy. I believe she love and all of that, but she's also smart because she goes after
Hmm.
and she would not have been with Simon without the bag. She would not have been with Cordell
And,
without the
and
bag.
and let's be honest. Let's be honest though. Cordell was ugly as something out of me.
Exactly.
And allegedly, child, allegedly, I know you heard what's going on or what went on with Cordell. We gonna
What he
say
do,
alleged.
girl?
He caught in the park with the lady that with the man that looked like the lady, allegedly. Don't
With the
tell me
lady
you
of the
guys don't know.
night?
It was a
Oh, well,
man.
we had heard that. Remember it was the rumor first with the guy that said he was delivered.
Yeah, I remember
You
that, but I don't
remember
remember
that?
this.
Andrew. Yeah, I remember Andrew
Yeah, the
coming out.
Andrew guy.
I always thought Andrew was just talking crazy, but they had
No.
pictures allegedly back in the
Oh
day
God.
of Cordell in the park late at night with a
Oh my God.
what's the proper term? What's the
Transgender?
transgender allegedly.
Oh God.
Allegedly.
Not in the park after dark.
You
I
didn't know
just
that
like
was
to say
there?
lady of the night. I think I like
No,
how that sounds.
Lady of the night, child.
I did not
Yeah.
know. No, I wasn't ready.
So yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. But Portia's not as slow as we think she is. You know what I
I
mean?
think she was. I think Miss Diane got her like that though. I'm gonna be honest. Like it give me she was brought up like that. I don't
Mm.
know. That's just my spirit, and that's alleged. But
Okay, well,
my
let's
spirit
allege
say,
again. Wait, let's
yeah,
allege again real quickly.
that's
Whose
alleged.
mom
My spirit think Miss Diana trained her up that way.
trained her up? But let's say this real quick, L'Oreal. Whose mama was Portia daddy married to? Miss Diana Lauren's mom.
Yeah.
Allegedly, there's some cabbage mixed with coleslaw up in there, child. Allegedly.
It's some rutabaga too. It's some rutabaga too. Because Grandma was on Portia's show, and she was a good thing too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
You
I thought
remember
he was
Grandma
married to
L'Oreal?
Portia mama first. Then the second wife was Lauren's
No,
mom. Oh,
he
oh,
was
she was
never
the
married
lady
to
of the
Portia
night.
Mama.
Well,
He
I
never
don't know if
married her.
he's married now. Let me say, I don't know that part, but there was some allegedly some type of overlapping ish.
Yeah, he was married to her chit chat because Lauren said used to always say she woke up every day to her daddy's love, and that's why Portia was like, "How was it with daddy with this and that?" It was
See,
a
so he
marriage.
was married to Lauren's mother,
Yes, God.
but
Yeah, I
Lauren
knew
is
he
young.
was married to Lauren's mother, but I thought she was the second wife. That
I
he
think
was
she is the
previously
second
married
wife.
to
He was
Portia.
married to Portia's mom too.
He was married to
Yeah, I
Portia.
just thought she
He
was
was
the
married to
first.
both of their moms.
Okay, well, alleged. We're gonna strike that. We're gonna strike what we said. Okay, because Portia
Yeah, I,
is
I just think, but I mean, he was a a man with status, is what
he
I'm
was
saying.
sure, and so
And I think Miss
she
Diane
taught her
raising
daughter.
children up look for that.
Yeah, she taught her daughter to be the same way. Yeah,
Uh,
allegedly.
which
Mm.
ain't nothing wrong with that. Cause I
No,
mean, let's be honest, the other people do it more often than we do. You know what I
sure,
mean? For
for
sure, ain't
sure.
nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
And look,
L'Oreal,
but
you know,
you
Grandma on the show. Grandma was a lick too.
yeah,
Rutabaga. It's cabbage
girl,
and
but your
rutabaga.
Portia ain't that slow. She be knowing what she doing. She
yeah,
just
and she
go to
knew
Disney World.
right. She knew exactly what she was doing when it comes to Simon. And for me, I will stand on it was a little too quick. Look, it's nothing wrong if he showed his interest in her, even if he and Fallon were separated. But he and Fallon was, well, I thought, it's not much that I can say about that because Fallon was messing around with the help. But,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Give it some time. And, to be
Yes, he was really
engaged.
fast.
Right, to be engaged a month later, and there go her, Dennis, and Simon, and PJ, and I think she's in love with fairy tales as well. Beautiful weddings that they had, and I do think
Hmm.
that she loved him, but it wouldn't have been love without that money,
Oh no,
At
it wouldn't have
all.
been love with no money. Mm-mm.
and
Because she did a melody. She remade him from his teeth to his feet.
yes, she did, because
She be
baby,
putting a filter on Simon pictures, girl. Don't.
she, I said that earlier. That should have been a clue to Simon, because baby, this the real. We ain't never see that with Portia. Simon had Portia look like Billy. Simon had Portia
He be
looking
putting
like
that filter on that man. Woo!
and that's what people said. They was teasing and look, we really got to get out of here. We had 2 hours and 15 minutes, and it's after midnight. But people were saying Portia left and the filter left when Simon started posting all them pictures. It was all in his comment. The filter left with Portia, child. Put it back on. But as you can see, we got him a little young thing that's on yachts and in the Rolls Royce, and Simon is doing a little bit too much for me.
I mean, that's what Simon been doing now. And honestly, I feel like that girl is more in line to the aesthetic that Fallon was. You see what I'm saying? That's more his aesthetic that he really likes. Yeah. If Porsha didn't jump in that man inbox at a vulnerable time, I don't think it would ever happen. You know, I don't. Yeah. When he saw her at that house, I don't think he was attracted to her.
Oh,
at that house scene, I don't think so. I think he was looking at what was the girl from Canada to whatever her name was when she jumped in that pool. Tanya. That's who he was looking at when she jumped in that pool and that thing was thanging in that water.
Okay, I thought it was Porsha. I don't know. No. Discuss because something was going on. What I want you to do is try to find that clip. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Yes, when Porsha and Tanya and Lauren was in that car, Lauren was extremely nervous. And for me, that meant her little sister already knew the deal. Lauren,
feedback, L'Oreal.
Huh?
I was saying L'Oreal had a little feedback.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we'll have to discuss more of this. But look, guys, we have to go. It is after midnight for those of you that are Eastern Standard Time and close to Central Standard. It's 9:20 my time, but it's late for me because I'll start at 8. But SKR, I cracked up. SKR said Porsha probably watches her wedding videos once a week, even the video from Cordell. No, ma'am. Love, and love money. Ain't nothing wrong with it, though, like we said. But, you know, it's time for women either get in, get out. If it's a money situation, get in, hit it, quit it, stick them. Don't do a Drea. That's too young. But you know what I mean? If it's that. But I did see what appeared to be real love. Like somebody else said earlier, it looked like they were really in love with each other. You know, but hey. You just never know. Look at Deshaunda being messy. Allegedly.
I was waiting for you to still show that because I was over here dying.
Which one? The Carlos one?
Like boy ladies.
Oh, okay. I missed it. I missed a couple comments. If I missed your comments, I am so sorry. My phone.
So what we call them? Fellas of the night?
Fellas of the night. You kept on saying ladies of the night, child. I'm sitting over here giving you
fellas of the night.
It is fellas night.
Don't give me answer. We don't know. It's just all alleged. But let me play my quick little intro again before we go. I loved it because she was singing my theme song.
What's up, Chit Chat with QT? Chit Chat with QT. Chit Chat with QT.
Chit Chat with QT was killing.
Chit Chat with QT for all of his tea.
All right, guys. Thank you guys again for joining me for this impromptu sort of late night live. Shout out to the Cutie crew representing. Shout out to the Cutie mods in the building. And shout out to each and every one of you that joined me on the panel. Gigi, Prosperity Thick Girl, Charlotte, Looks On, and Lori L. Thank you guys so very much. And for all of you, get some rest. Good night, Mary White. Good night. Shout out again to the Cutie crew. Welcome back, Linda Gamble. If you guys did not hit the like button, please hit the like button on your way out. And if you missed, it was a lot. I paid a lot of this discussion stemmed from some excellent advice that Mel gave. So go back and make sure to watch that. But to the Cutie crew, I'll see you guys Thursday night. Tomorrow's Wednesday, right, guys? Tomorrow, I'll drop. I got a couple videos lined up, but I think I'm gonna do what I feel that's going on with Charnita's world when it comes to Heavenly. So we'll discuss that as well. But good night, everybody. Good night, Braylon. Braylon, I apologize. I saw a comment of yours that said drop the link about 2 minutes ago. So catch me. Chit chat cutie. I won't be long. I'll come through the next time. Braylon, are you still in here? If you're still in here, come on up. But I saw your comment late. Drop in the comments if you still. Okay, Braylon, you still here. Wait a minute. Why is the time on my StreamYard saying 8:24 p.m. and it's 9:24 my time? See, that's what got me in trouble with this live tonight. Let me see if Pastor. Okay, Pastor's still here. Guys, this is for Braylon only, and he did put it in the chat and I didn't see it. So come on up, Pastor Braylon, and lead us on home. We tagged. But again, thank you guys, each and every one of you. Charlotte, thank you so much for sharing. Cynthia, what you screaming for, child? They a mess. A mess.
You was what?
Hot mess. Why I wait for Braylon? Let me go ahead and play this again for Carlos. One more again.
Boy, shut your ass up. Boy, shut your ass up.
Why I keep cutting off?
Boy, shut your ass up.
I gotta redo that. Because that's what I want. I want the whole thing. But we got Pastor here. Pastor.
Hey, I won't be long.
All right, Braylon.
Hey,
couple minutes. Okay, what's your thought?
Yes. I will attune to the time, Queen. I will attune to the time. You know, it's funny with Porsha. I do agree that, you know, eventually you have to know the script that you're playing along with, or the script that you're using in this thing that you're doing, right? I mean, that would be like me doing virtual tour live and not knowing what I'm talking about. But I'm the host of the show. You have to be responsible for what you do. When it comes to Dr. Heavenly, I think that she has probably done this behavior for a very long time. And it's finally catching up to her. And you know what they say about eating too much candy, you get rotten teeth. Well, sometimes talking too much about other people's business can also rot your teeth as well. And hey, listen. When it comes to Charnita, I am glad that she is sensible enough to utilize her fans as a guide, but she makes her own decision. And I can only imagine what it is to be a celebrity, to have a whole fan base telling you what to do. It's like, well, now, wait a minute. I appreciate the support, but I was here before y'all. I appreciate y'all. But I think that is discernment. And I think that lesson also went to show us that not everybody is in your corner. But I think that's it. And then with Carlos, it's just like, you know, for you to be this damn busy on YouTube, it just goes to really show me that you're not about your business. Because Tyler Perry has a whole studio that he said, I quote, at the BET Awards, that it was a Confederate best that kept out Negroes, and now he's the main Negro owning the whole studio. Tyler Perry ain't on YouTube. He was about to make an $800 million expansion to make 12 more sound stages. Well, all you have is a production company with broken shows from a broken mindset because you're a broken person. Carlos King. So I told y'all I wasn't gonna be here long, and I did what I needed to do. We good.
Well, we good. The good old passer, Braylon Lee, baby. I had to take a little swig, Braylon. I had to take a little swig. But I
Listen,
feel you. I do want to ask you one quick question though, because
sure.
I missed some of Charnita's live. So in her
Mhm.
live, she said that the supporters were warning her about Dr. Heavenly. Am I correct?
Correct. So
Okay.
from what I heard, that there was a event, and that she felt uneasy about it, and so her fans went, because when a celebrity tells you, hey, go here, you feel some loyalty, not like a family loyalty, but a loyalty of respect, because you respect that person. So
Right.
after Charnita did not want to do it, when the fans got there, Dr. Heavenly said that she dropped out when she really didn't drop out. She just moved accordingly because she wanted to. And I don't think that's fair, because somebody could say to you, Dr. Heavenly, that maybe you had an appointment to do and you canceled on them. And that would not be fair if you had a reasonable reason. So listen, and by the way, last thing, Dr. Heavenly, you remember that throwback clip that they did on part 2 of the reunion, where your daughter told you that you were fat and she couldn't reach her hands around your waist? You remember the bluntness of that, right? And how you felt with that scowl that you gave your daughter. Just recognize what you do does affect your daughter that's at FAMU.
Oh God.
I just want you to be responsible, because with black kids, with a black parent, you already are a lot to deal with, but you're known. So if somebody talks about you at FAMU and they have the right to do it, your daughter's going to have to defend you, and then you and Damon will have to go down there and whip some behind based on your broken mouth. With the broken teeth.
And that ain't a ledge.
I cannot with you. But listen, but listen, that's my time. Did I adhere to the time? Did I do good?
That's our time. Okay, we had 2 hours and 30 minutes, but
Woo,
good answer. I gotta say this to you. What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, Bray?
Even under pressure, under time, and under the circumstances, I still come through with a word.
Yes,
Amen.
sir. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And we thank you. We thank you. But excellent live. I'm glad I saw your comment, Braylon, so I can make sure to go ahead and let you up. We're gonna say this too about everything when it comes to Heavenly and Carlos.
That's your Christ. That's your Christ.
We still coming with that. That shit crazy. Okay. We still coming with a little segment, a weekly segment of that as well. But to the chat, thank you guys so very much. Diva for show, good night. Keisha, good night. Lois, good night. Beverly Childs, laughing, go to bed. Stephanie, good night. Thank you, Charlotte. Yes, I love you guys. Concrete Rose, shout out to the replay gang. Oh, thank you, Concrete. And I got stuff going. Dope boy Felix. Okay. All right. Chronicles of Kim K. To all of you that I did not get a chance. Okay, who is this? That was not me. That was some BS. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna leave you for now, dope boy. But my block finger strong with a SK, like Wanda say. Okay. Good night, everybody. Love you guys. Hope you guys have a great night. Thank you again for joining me for this late live. I appreciate it. And as I mentioned, if you did not hit the like button, please go ahead and hit that like button on the way out. Good night, panel.
Night. Thank you, sis.
You're welcome, sis. Good
night,
night.
everybody. Much love, everybody.
Good night, Pastor. LaDawn probably sleep, child. It's me and LaDawn as always. Gigi probably sleep too. All right. Me, Gigi, and LaDawn are saying good night to each and every one of you. Okay. Gigi wasn't asleep, but LaDawn is. All right, guys. Chat with you soon. Bye.
Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with with Cutie. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with Cutie. Chat with Cutie. Chit chat with Cutie. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with Cutie.